How's it going, everyone? This is Greg Ferris with Ferris for Fitness once again, and I just want to make a little vlog here of something that's been on my mind the past few days, really, about something I've seen more recently. Maybe I've just become more aware of it, but it's just a thing that I think a lot of young people really need to understand. And when I mean young, I mean probably anywhere from probably like 15, 16, definitely all the way up to probably like people my age, 21, maybe even people a little bit older, like 23, 24, 25, whatever. There's a problem I see with a lot of their mentalities as far as like bulking and cutting, and how I think it can kind of be detrimental to their gain. So it's kind of why I'm making this video. It's not just a rant, it's also supposed to be pretty informative if you are this type of person, or if you know these type of people, try to help them out and point them in the right direction. But my point here being is I see this mentality, I think it starts from people thinking they need to be like really, really lean, or see their abs, or have a six-pack, or beach ready, whatever you want to call it, 365 out of the year. That's the kind of where it stems from. I think that's a big problem. We see these, people on magazines, and we see these bodybuilders at their best and all of this stuff. We want to emulate them, we want to look like them, we want to look our best, and I can definitely relate to that. But you have to understand, I didn't have lines on my butt for 4 or 5 months. I don't have lines on my butt right now. It's a really transient thing. It's a short-term thing, especially for people with that extreme conditioning, and even for a lot of like fitness models and stuff. Yes, they're in shape a large majority of the year because that's what their job is, really, and they need to kind of be ready any time of the year. But even then, they're not looking like they look on the magazines 365, and a lot of that is also Photoshop and lighting, a lot of things that you can't just make up yourself in your own apartment or something. So first of all, get a realistic expectation of what your body composition should be throughout the year. I think that's the first thing people really need to do. Again, I'm not saying you need to look like a slob all year round or anything like that. I'm just saying have a good understanding that it's not, I don't want to say it's not good, but for most people, they're not going to feel normal, and they're not going to just be happy at, 5-6% body fat year round. Most people, even me, who I would say I have a fast metabolism, or whatever you want to call it, metabolic rate, I don't feel normal like under 8. So once I hit about that 8% range, I think I start to feel normal. I'm probably sitting around like 8 to 12-ish right now, and I feel fine. I feel awesome. Again, I put on 15 pounds since my show in 7 months, so that's not a lot of weight. I'm right around my contest weight, so not a big deal. And again, I should be, next time I compete, I should have a lot more muscle, so I should have a pretty big difference on my contest weight. So the point being is, you don't need to get super sloppy with your bulks and things like that. But also, you don't need to drop down to 4 or 5% body fat like I was, and then try to maintain that, or even try to be within 5 pounds of that, right? So I'm 15 pounds away from that. It took me a while to get there, which is the point. You need to take it slow. But again, the point being, have realistic expectations of the body composition you can maintain year around, okay? And the second point I really wanted to make, piggybacking off of that, is this is like my public announcement for young people to stop cutting. And the reason why I tell them this is because you have your whole life to be lean and look your best and all of those things. You can, when you're 35, 40, 45, and you're married and you have kids or whatever, awesome. Have your good physique, stay around 8 to 10% year round, maintain, still hit the gym a few times, enjoy your family and your job and all those things that are more important than bodybuilding. But that's the time to maintain, that's the time to look your best and all those things. If you spend if you're a teenager and you're 130 pounds, 140 pounds, you do not need to think about cutting. You are in the prime stage of being able to build muscle, okay? That's when you can put on muscle the easiest. So you do not want to take this time. Even me being 21 years old, I don't even want a mini cut right now. And that's why I'm taking these gains so slow, because I know every day I'm in a deficit is another day I'm not going to gain an ounce of muscle, okay? So you have to realize, if you realize how slow the process is of gaining muscle, you will also realize that you don't want to waste any time cutting, okay? I think I don't mean to throw this out there as a example just because he's a top natural pro, but Josh Hyaduk I think is a great example of this, and I'll post an article if I can find it that I read several months ago, but it really hit home to me. I think I was actually right off my reverse diet, and it helped a lot with my kind of psychological problems of just wanting to be super, super lean. Once you see yourself at that ultra level leanness, veins everywhere and lines everywhere and striations, you don't want to lose that. But I'll try to find that, because he talks about kind of the same thing I'm talking about here, which is young people, you need to take that time to build muscle. Okay, so I'm not even talking about teenagers, I'm talking about people my age. 20 years old, you weigh, I weigh 165 pounds. I have a lot of room to put, I have a lot of weight that I can put on my frame. I'm never going to compete on stage like 190 or something like that. But at the same time, I don't want to waste this time cutting. Okay, and that's the same thing I'm trying to get across to people. I just see a lot of people just being, 145. Like, I'm going to do a mini cut. I'm just like, really? Like, you're 145 pounds. You bench press, 150 for reps. I'm kind of in that same boat. My big three total is probably around like 1100 right now, which is, I'm not going to say pathetic for my like coefficient, but at the same time, I have so much room to grow. And it's like that for a lot of people that follow me. I know most people that follow me are even younger than I am. So again, if I'm 165 pounds, can I be leaner than I am right now? Sure. I'm probably like 8 to 10%, 8 to 12%, like I said. And I could probably push it a little bit and be a little hungry and look a little bit better. But like I said, if you get in the first part of the video like I talked about, get in a mind state of having a healthy psychological point of view of what a good body comp is year round, you won't have that problem of needing to cut all the time, because you understand, okay, I can bulk for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and then I understand that it's okay to not have a six-pack year round, so I can make gains. So when this is looking down the road, but when I'm 25, 30, 35, I won't look back and I still won't be 165 pounds still doing this bulking, cutting all the time, and wonder, man, I should have took advantage of my youth and really tried to build muscle when I had time to do it, when my hormones were the highest to do it, all of those things. So that's kind of my video, guys, kind of turned into a rant. But again, if you are super light, if you've only been training for a few years, like guys, I've been training seriously for not even 3 years, okay? I weigh 165 pounds, pretty new to training, especially educated training, as far as, multiple times a week, focusing on heavy compound movements, so on and so forth. And, I've been having my nutrition on point for probably about 2+ years, with counting macros. So that's really helpful. But that's my point, guys. If you're new to training, especially, I would say under 3 years, just keep trying to gain weight slowly, like I talked about in my other videos, 1 to 2 pounds a month. Again, if you're just starting off, like haven't touched a weight, you can get away with a little bit more than that. And again, taking it slowly will allow you to bulk for longer, like I said, because any day you're in a deficit, I'm sorry to tell you guys, unless you're a noob, any day you're in a deficit, you're not gaining an ounce of muscle. And as we all know, it takes a long time to gain muscle, so you don't want to waste those days cutting. Like I said, mini cuts can be beneficial because it's kind of you're in and you're out. So again, find that happy medium where you're not going to turn to a fat slob. It's not what I'm telling people. I'm just telling people to have a realistic expectation of what a good body comp is year round. And if you're a young guy, if you weigh 130, 140 pounds, if you can't bench press 225, you can't squat 315, you can't deadlift 400 pounds, bulk. Do it educated, count your macros, do some cardio, do some conditioning work, don't get crazy with it, but bulk. You need to gain weight, you need to gain size, and take advantage of this time when you can do it the easiest. So that's it, guys. This is my vlog. Just wanted to talk about this. Thought it might help some people out. If you liked the video, make sure you like it. Go ahead and check out my Bears for Fitness Facebook page. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'll have some more videos coming up soon, guys. And that's it for now. Take care.